Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Negative Alpha Bravo. And this is 7 November Golf. Roger, request you check your Romeo side. I'll go ahead and check my Tango side. 7 November Golf out. November 8-5, and 8-5, 7 November, say again. Roger, 7 November, go. I copied a while ago, 1 Charlie transmission that my thing used, November, go, 1 Charlie, hello. And 8-5, this is 7 November, Charlie. 8-5, right now. Now 1 Charlie, 7 November, go.
This is 1 Charlie, reference to your last, you're Brandon 158, extra 5 o'clock, 1200 between teams and local. Also request your unit take extra Nexus to see if we can try to get Whiskey 9 and 8 for Borne to the playground.
And this is 7 November, Roger, stand by.
Got that.
Got it? Alright. And all units, this is 7 November Golf. My unit Alpha, Echo, X-ray Alpha, Alpha in there.
One Charlie, Alpha Bravo.
Hey, I never took a dip.
Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Whiskey 9, Yankee, 7 November Golf, over. Whiskey 9, go. Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Whiskey 9, Yankee, 7 November Golf, over. Whiskey 9, go. Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Negative Alpha Bravo. And this is 7 November Golf. Roger, request you check your Romeo side. I'll go ahead and check my Tango side. 7 November Golf out. November 8-5, and 8-5, 7 November, say again. Roger, 7 November, go.
All right, what's up, everyone? Hair's jacked up. I might look a little stupid right now. It's Halloween, okay? So if you're watching this in the future, it's Halloween. I'm Aragorn from Lord of the Rings, rightful heir to the throne. Anyways, this is your VA Disability Live Q&A. You ask me your VA questions. I give you an answer. All right, I'm going to put this up because I'm not holding it all day. It's a little heavy. So let me do so. All right, and if you're curious as to why I dressed up for Halloween, I got 4 kids, that's why. So here we are. Anyways, I'll be doing the stream looking like this because I'm freaking cool. That's why. All right. We have a lot of members who joined, okay, which is awesome. Thank you so very much to Ernest McKenzie. Thank you to Carol Neese for joining. Brian Kootman, good to see you back. Oh, and it just okay, it does it twice. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Don't forget, if you are a member, you need to link your YouTube account to Discord. Join our server. We have a retired VA rater who answers questions just about 24/7. His name's Kish. You might see him up in the comments today. We don't know. But yeah, that's the member perk. You get to ask a VA rater questions. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right on in. Jason says, Lieutenant Colonel Gade is a professional about PTSD, more like a joke. Even the senator who was at the hospital with him said so. Well, we do have, I don't want to show you the emails just yet. Okay, let me share my screen here. Do this one so you can see me. Oh, it didn't work. There it is. Why is it so small? Oh, that's weird. Is it bigger now? Okay, whatever. That's just how it's going to be. We do have potential for him to come to this studio that I'm in, my house, my basement. We're working out the scheduling on that now. And yeah, so it all looks like he's coming to the studio. So prepare for that. I definitely can't wait. Flavor Flav, how's it going? I just started this VA journey last year after being out for 30 years. And now all of the big changes are happening. Just my luck. Thanks to your videos, I was able to file several successful claims. So yeah, that's awesome. Congrats to you, dude. And I'm glad I was able to be part of your journey there. All right, thanks for all your great videos. Thank you for watching them. I appreciate it. Jason, what's going on? Hey, Eddie boy, thank you for being a member. Yes, it's all about being properly rated. 100%. All right, Clay coming in hot. It's a good song. Coming in hot. Marcella CS, thank you for being a member. Always present on the lives. I appreciate it. Right, Shep S, thank you for being a member. Says first time in a live. Thanks for keeping this up. Yeah, I normally don't do lives at noon, but it's Halloween. Whatever. I'm going to. Nice costume. Thank you. Appreciate it. Clay without a hat. First time for everything. Yes. I debated wearing my hat. I guess I left it upstairs. But Aragorn doesn't have one. So Obi-Wan. Not Obi-Wan. All right. Gondor has no king. Needs no king. Yeah. Solid. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. I'll be carrying around the sword. Yeah, the sword is just it's just beautiful, to be honest with you. All right. Confused as to how to connect migraines to tinnitus. It is confusing because normally you don't see that connection. I know YouTube will tell you that you do. Can it be connected? Yes. It's very hard because you don't see a causative link between tinnitus and migraines. Oh, too much. There's no causative link, right? And then you look at current studies on tinnitus, calling out that tinnitus is a symptom, no longer its own. It's a symptom of an underlying condition, right? And that's why we see the VA SRD changes on tinnitus, removing the diagnostic code. The VA didn't start that. They're kind of falling in line with what that looks like, okay? So anyways, if you're confused, you need to have evidence for migraines. Obviously, you need a current chronic diagnosis. I want to know how bad your migraines are and what causes them. You know, like, are your migraine, like, when's the last time you drank water? How many Coca-Colas do you drink per day? Like, there's competing factors at play, and you basically need to do process of elimination and say, hey, tinnitus is at least as likely as not causing / aggravating my migraines, right? So evidence is a two-way street. Mark Wright, 2019 VBA ruling allowed frequent urination on Lejeune water, doctor with the Nexus. Should I could quote that, the ruling. I'm going to be straight up with you. The VBA does not care about BVA rulings, all right? It takes a while for what they care about is 38 CFR and the M21 TAC 1, right? And so without change for that, that's not something that the VA internal or at that small scale, it's a weird way to say it, is going to care about that, right? That's whenever you're fighting appeals, when you're looking at the Board of Veteran Appeals there. All right, Charles Kelly, thank you for being a member. Make sure to join the Discord, link your account. You get 24/7 access to a retired VA rater who sits there and answers questions all day, right? I pay for it. I pay for him to do that. I actually just paid him this month to do exactly just that. So make sure you take advantage of it. Thank you. Jack Stowe, when are you getting Lieutenant Colonel on the stream? Probably next week. I don't know when. I'm hoping next week. I would do it today if possible. I have another special guest today at 2 p.m. That is going to be surprise there. Actually, you know what? Should I do that live? Let's do it live. Let me send an email. I don't know why I didn't think of it until now. We can do this live and broadcast on each chain. That would be best. Let me know. Okay. Yeah, let's see if the special guest will do it live. And then after this live, I'll make a little thumbnail and you can find out who it is and what we're talking about, because it is going to be a little spicy. All right. But no, Lieutenant Colonel Gade, if we go through with it, if he agrees, it'll be next week, which it does seem like he's going to agree. So, should be pretty solid there. All right. We have our first super chat by Al, also a member. Thank you very much, dude. I appreciate it. Happy Halloween. Same to you and yours. I have denied hearing loss. Look to resubmit as supplemental. Safe to send my 3 other claims. Yeah, there's no... Don't bog yourself down as like, I'm submitting a supplemental claim. I don't know if I should submit that. That's not the way to go. The answer to your question, anyone's question on if you should submit a claim, is this. Do you have the evidence for it? Meaning the big 3 of whatever theory of connection you're looking for. And if the answer is yes, then you submit the claim. I don't care if it's a supplemental or 3 initial directs or a secondary. Don't care what you got going on. If you have the evidence, you submit the claim. That is kind of like the rule of thumb I would use. What I wouldn't do is submit a claim without evidence, right? To see what sticks. That's what is gonna bog down the system. Okay. Anyways, impeach Obama, 1776. Hilarious. Gates a federal contract welfare queen hypocrite. I'm just reading comments here in case anyone's wondering. Andy says, so we have 1% to sacrifice the prime of our life just to be called lazy and fat. I was never told of benefits when I got out of in 91. Well, I can tell you the PACT Act, Agent Orange hypertension is going to be very top of my questions I have for him to clarify his testimony to the Senate Veteran Affairs hearing there. And yeah, I mean, I just hope he comes on. It'll definitely be cordial. I'm going to hide comment. We're going to do it live. I'm going to hide comments so that way we can focus and people aren't berating him the whole time or berating me, because trust me, we're on my channel now, so comments are generally favorable. There are a ton of veterans and a ton of really important people who agree with Lieutenant Colonel Gabe, right? So don't be fooled like we're kind of in an echo chamber, right? Because we're on my platform right now. But if we were to go to his circles of influence, it would be opposite. So food for thought. But I don't want to tell you what my arguments are going to be against this, just in case he's watching this, because I want his true, genuine response on the spot. It's no gotcha moments. It's just going to be, hey, I know that's what you said, but did you think about this? Did you think about this? Did you think about that? All right, received 20% for service-connected left shoulder. That's pretty solid for a shoulder rating. Decision letter said, okay, both shoulders were evaluated. CMP is VA responsible for the non-service-connected shoulder. Did you claim your right shoulder? That's one. Okay, I want to know if you claimed it. And 2, if you did claim it and that right shoulder is denied, it's its own denial. It's its own claim. Look at the reason for denial. What is it? I'm assuming you went direct, maybe secondary, like to bilateral. You know, you're overcompensating your left shoulder for your right shoulder. That's a argument. You're going to need some solid evidence for that. So there's a few routes there, right? I'm going to assume you didn't claim it. Then the CMP examiner just examined it because it was on the DBQ. Because that's what they do. Rudy Ray Mo, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm at 90%. I've been keeping a migraine diary to claim as secondary to sinusitis. Does that work, or is there more I can do to get to 100%? So I'm gonna really give you some bad news right now. Okay. I don't remember the M21 TAC 1 code for it. I'm just gonna show you 38 CFR. Let's go to Gunny Google. Let's look up sinusitis. This isn't going to show what I'm saying, but you'll see the connection that's being made here. All right. So, you see following radical surgery with chronic whatever, and then you'll see this for all the rating criteria. Okay. I just realized my head's in the way there. So we're going to focus on the or statements for all of these, and they're the same. With the only thing that's different is frequency. Okay. Anyways, you see headaches right here. So if your headaches, migraines are sinus headaches, sinus migraines, that's going to be roped in with your sinusitis rating, right? So let's say you're connected 30% and you have sinus headaches and you claim those. Your claim is going to be sinusitis with headaches at 30%. It's not going to be sinusitis 30%, headaches 30%. It's going to be the same rating. If your headaches, migraines, are not sinus headaches, meaning they're a result of something else, maybe you have cervical strain, whatever the case may be, right? Maybe your migraines are directly connected to your military service and there's clear evidence there. That separates it from sinusitis. But the way you have this worded is that I'm implying your migraines, your sinusitis has a major role in your migraines. Therefore, that's not going to be in your favor. That if you are service connected, which is still good to have it recognized, that it's going to be roped under sinusitis. There is an M21 TAC 1 reference on that. I totally forgot. I can't just think of which one it is, but it's going to be in 5. It's going to be in 5 there. Subpart 3 when it talks about migraines. And that's off memory, right? So I'm going to show y'all something. This is going to get a little confusing. Nope, that's reports. Where's M21 TAC 1? Here, this is going to be a little confusing here, but there's different parts. You're going to go to 5, and then it's going to be somewhere in subpart 3, which is here, and you will find headaches, migraines somewhere. There's neurological, mental. It's going to be somewhere in here. Okay. Anyways, it's in one of these. So good luck. But it's essentially going to say what I just said. And I hate to burst your bubble on that, brother. First time caller, long time listener. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate that. All right. Great and informative videos. Navy EW. Cool beans. I was in the electromagnetic warfare area myself and worked directly with the Navy, specifically 7th Fleet. So, all right. How many days do you get stopped by a supporter saying hi? So it's not what you think. Now, when I'm in a veteran-centric area, yes, right? So there was a veteran march or veteran gathering in D.C. I got stopped a lot. And it was a really cool feeling. It was pretty pretty sick, by the way. I got stopped a lot. When I go to like airports like Reagan or Pensacola down in Florida, like veteran-centric areas, I get stopped. But that's about it, right? If I'm in essentially anywhere else that's not veteran-centric, it doesn't happen that often at all. We have a new member, MJ Matson. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Make sure you join our Discord. Everyone can join the Discord, all right? And you should. It's pinned in the chat there. But members, if you link your account, there's an instruction on the Discord. It's super easy. If you link your account, you get member-only access to a retired VA rater who will essentially answer your questions 24/7. So I'll pay him to do that. So help me get the money's worth. All right. F0 Buff Nipple. Yeah, hilarious. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Thank you for posting the VA meeting from the other day of criticism, lots of mind game politics. I really appreciate your advocacy leading the way. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Some people got really mad. I mean, people get mad. It doesn't matter what video I post. People are going to get mad. But I'll say this. There are some things that we need to be loud about. And when the Veteran Affairs Committee, either House or Senate, chime in on veterans and we have testimonies that are for and or against veterans, we have to pay attention. And so to everyone who, gets mad at me covering Senate Veteran Affairs hearings, I'm just loud mouths get fed. Let's just put it that way. All right. And we have AF Vet 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. I appreciate it. Longtime fan of the channel here. Longtime supporter. I definitely appreciate that. Right. So Ben Sims, Thomas, Georgia, Snipe, David. All these are random, by the way. Make sure you join the Discord. All right. What's funny is, do y'all remember when Lisa Ryan chimed in on the live stream I did of her other article? I wished someone would have gifted memberships and somehow, some way she got chosen. That would have been hilarious. But anyways, yeah, happy Halloween, Nate. Same. I know you mentioned this before, but where did you buy the sword again? I got it from, I have the thing here because I'm gonna be buying more from UnitedCutlery.com. I'll type it in the chat for everyone. UnitedCutlery.com. They have a ton of stuff. Okay. A ton of Lord of the Rings stuff too, like a lot. And eventually, I think like once a year, I'm just gonna buy something and hopefully have it all. All right. After VA sleep apnea rating changes, potential for chronic fatigue being awarded as a secondary. Your thoughts, Clay? Can you have chronic fatigue from sleep apnea? That makes sense. Okay. The issue, and I'm no doctor, but what I'll just give you my thought process. When you look at chronic fatigue, you usually do ruling out. It's not this, it's not this, it's not this, it's not this, so on and so forth. And then you even have like chronic pain, chronic fatigue within the mental health category as well. And so chronic fatigue is way, 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 way more complicated than I understand. And so can it be secondary? I want to say yes. Is the VA going to award separate ratings for that? I don't know. And I think it depends on the veteran's symptoms and their evidence. And probably the CMP examiner is going to weigh in big time there, as well as the interpretation from the VA rater. So, all right. So very thankful for you, Clay. Thank you very much, Sherry. Thank you for being a member. How do I fix my back payment amount that was incorrect? Well, this is it's a little confusing, okay? Because if you are, I was just reading chat to make sure no one's spamming. If you are 100% PNT, so the answer to your question is you HLR the effective date. That's the answer. However, comma, if you're 100% PNT and you HLR an effective date, what happens with your entire claim situation? For some reason, people only think it's that single claim. It's not. It's everything you've ever been rated for, ever. Once you do that, your claim situation goes into the hands of the DRO, Decision Review Officer. Once you're there, you're there. You're not getting out. All right? And so can they review everything? Yes. Will they? Probably, especially now from rumor mill. And so you have to be very careful when you talk about fixing your back payment amount. I would try to prove yourself wrong. All right. So, hey, I believe I should be back paid till January of 2024. That's what you believe. Now prove yourself wrong. Look at the date of diagnosis. Look at the arguments used as to why the VA would choose that effective date versus this effective date. Really prove yourself wrong before submitting that HLR, because how bad would it suck to be 100% PNT, do an HLR for an effective date, find an inaccuracy, and you get slapped in the face. And that happens way more than people think. So just food for thought on that one. Have you heard any scuttlebutt about the shutdown and the processing of claims? So we know that regional benefit offices are closed to the public. From my understanding, claims have not been affected. They're still being processed. There is some rumor mill on initial claims, like new claims, being affected when it comes to time, but nothing set in stone, right? All we know is that regional benefit offices are closed to the public. You know, I don't know of the 37,000-ish employees who are furloughed, if they are claim processors, authorizers, raters, you know, I have no idea. Hi, Clay, I submitted for an increase in earlier effective date on a new claim form. Why would they take off the increase and just have new? Any ideas? Okay. You need to submit for an increase and you did an HLR for an earlier effective date. I'm assuming you're going to look online. I wouldn't worry about that. You submitted for an increase, that's going to happen. The earlier effective date has more of my attention for the same reasons I just discussed with Sherry, that your claim's going to the DRO now. Yes, what do you need? You want to come say hi?
No, not really.
Do y'all want to see my wife? They want to see you, honey. Are you going to come?
Sure, for a second.
Okay.
Hello.
What?
Bye-bye.
Is it?
I was looking to see if I left something out.
Where are you going?
Lunch.
Okay. Anyways, thank you very much, Stuart. I appreciate it. All right. I don't see any chat from you, Stuart. So I'm going to assume you have a question. Just throw it down below as a new chat and I will catch it. Okay. Now, fun fact, my wife has never wanted to come on camera. She's never wanted to step over here live. I don't know why she did it today. Probably because she had makeup on. But that was the first of the first. Yeah, so Stuart, I'm going to assume you want me to answer your question. Just throw it down in the chat, new chat, and I'll catch it here. Okay. And DK Gunn, same for you. I don't think you have a question. All right. You're the longtime supporter. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I see the sticker. It says thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Stuart, I see. Okay. Thank you very much. You didn't have to donate again. All right. But you did twice. I really appreciate that. My wife appreciates it. I can tell you that. I have a diagnosed PTSD for undocumented training incident in service from private healthcare with a Nexus. Okay. So we're not good. I can tell you straight off the bat, it's not good. Was denied due to no proof of it happening. Exactly. When you look at in-service stressor events, got a buddy writing a statement. Is that sufficient? Thanks, brother. Is it sufficient? You know, the technical answer, I think, is yes, but it's more nuanced than that. And it's hard. I'm not going to ask you to tell me what the situation is. I wouldn't want you to blare that on YouTube. But I would think, like a buddy statement, think of every possible way you can prove the incident happened. Every possible way. A buddy statement would be solid. To give you an example of like outside the box thinking, I had one veteran Marine, female Marine, who was experiencing MST, and some of the evidence that she used to prove her in-service stressor there, and I'm using that broadly. The Marine Corps does fitness reports, happens once a year or whenever you switch ROs, okay, reviewing officers. So her fitness reports after the report or the unreported MST really tanked, and she was able to correlate with her performance tanking as a Marine to the incident. And so that's like out of the box thinking. Think of everything you can possibly show, saying, hey, whatever happened here to cause your PTSD actually did happen. A buddy statement is in the right direction, okay? It's in the right direction. I can tell you that. Think of. All right. Big B, thank you very much. With the 1775, the Marine Corps birthday is right around the corner. Big B, here's a fun fact for you. My friends and I, every single year we go camping for the Marine Corps birthday, dudes only. And we just have we catch up with everyone. We have a really good time, and I cannot wait for next month. All right, JR. Just saying thanks for all you do to keep us informed, Clay. Are you ready to nerd out for the new Maul series coming? Yeah, Darth Maul is one of my favorite characters. I love his storyline. It's really good. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been joining, who did super chats. You don't have to whatsoever. I'm eternally grateful. I don't even really have words to use. Also, I'm confused about the changes to insomnia, so it definitely can't be rated as secondary anymore. It can be rated as secondary, technically. It just won't receive its own individual rating. So, for instance, insomnia secondary to tinnitus, the rating would be, assuming service connection, tinnitus with insomnia, 10%. Now, that's not, that sucks, don't get me wrong. The good news is insomnia is still service connected. It may be roped in with tinnitus, but it's still service connected. And trust me, if you have insomnia and you're not sleeping, the longer that goes, you're gonna develop secondaries, right? Like sleep is the human being's superpower. You're going to develop secondaries. And so even having it service connected, is still good. All right, smash that like button. No tricks, just treats today. That's hilarious. Clay always gives us treats. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it. And whoa, we have a huge one. This always makes me feel really weird. I never know what to say. Valerian, thank you very much. Please, if you have a question, please throw it down in the chat. I'll definitely catch it. I have no words. I really don't. That's crazy. No questions, just a thank you. Simplify listening while driving or while I deliver mail. Awesome. Well, I hope I provide you some entertainment today. Man. Then we have another one. See, this is, you guys are, don't. I always feel weird. Like I almost like feel like I'm crying almost. So Flavor Flav, for your Chick-fil-A addiction, happy birthday, SFMF. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it. Okay. And I will get Chick-fil-A. After this live, I'll go get Chick-fil-A in honor of Flavor Flav here. Thank you very much. Seriously. Thank you. And we have a few mailmen in the chat. So, hey. Thank you for your service after service, right? Federal civil service is still service. So thank you. Thank both of you. Man, these super chats got me feeling really weird right now. That's crazy. And this is crazy. All right. Ask Gade why he says VA compensation keeps vets out of the workforce, yet most service-connected vets work. I have a lot of questions for him, and it's not going to be if he comes on the channel, which sorry, I was emailing our special guest today at 2. It's not going to be Gade. We're talking 2 different things now. Gade might come on next week. I'm trying to schedule with him. I have another special guest at 2 p.m. today. It's going to be another live. But I have many questions for him. And it's not going to be like a gotcha moment. It's going to be professional, cordial. And I really just want him to defend his position. And I assume he'll do the same to me, and I'll defend my position. And I hope at the end of the day, the discussion actually helps veterans, right? That we're not just bickering at each other. Rafael Rojas, thank you very much. Says, hey, brother, gave you a comment on your last video, something to bring up for your interview with Gade. I work in VA comp, helps feed my family. Thank you. I will. Trust me. I'll tell you this. I get about 1,000 comments a day. That's not a joke. YouTube tells you how many comments you get on average per month, and I get many, many thousands, right? So if you're curious as to how hard it is for me to read comments, there you go. What I would do to make it really so I see your comment is if you go to the channel here and that's YouTube, we'll go to my channel. If you just click post, you'll see the post of him. And I do a poll here. If you comment on this post, I'll be sure, like if you want me to ask him a question or you want to share information to me that will be helpful, comment on this one so that way it's centralized and located. That way all I have to do is go to this post because I seriously get about 1,000 comments every single day, right? On videos that I made 2-3 years ago. I still get comments on all of these. So, food for thought. But, hey, thank you very much. All right. And we have Kish in the chat now. Welcome, Kish. How's it going? All right. In another super chat, a super sticker. So I can't, StreamYard doesn't show stickers, which really gets on my nerves, but I see it over here. It says number 1. It's got the samurai dog, I think, which is kind of weird, but hey, that's cool. Do you guys choose your stickers or does YouTube do it automatically? I don't know. Let me know that. But hey, I regardless, I definitely appreciate it. All right. But yes, we do have a special guest coming on at 2 p.m. I will make that live. Right after I get off of this one, I'm going to schedule that live so that way you'll see it. So stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. My CMP exam for mental health increase was not good. Sorry to hear about that. I'm not a big CMP examiner fan. She spent almost an hour for pre and during military time, even though I'm already rated. She didn't ask about my symptoms. I had to ask if I can tell them to her. That bothers me because we're looking at you're already rated. It's for an increase, and symptoms are symptoms. So even if something from your childhood occurred, like let's say you were granted on the basis of aggravation, at this point it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter what the basis is because you're already connected. What matters are your current symptoms. And so I think this CMP examiner did a really bad job. And I'm saying that from this comment alone. I'm sure there's context to it. But it seems like the examiner was looking at it through the lens of giving an opinion on service connection when that's not what was needed. It was the accurate documentation of current symptoms, right? Which again, just because they spent an hour talking about pre and during, doesn't mean it's bad, because you can always watch. I will show you what matters in your case right now. We'll go to VA public DBQs. I'll do this quickly here. If you want to know where DBQs are at, just Google VA public DBQs. Go to psychological. We're going to go to mental disorders. I'm going to assume this is what we're talking about here. My face is in the way, but all blah, 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 right? A lot of this matters for service connection. This matters for increase. And where's the big old list at? This matters. Here we go. Section 3, symptoms. So even if they spent an hour talking about that, you know, depending on what's going on here, panic attacks more than once a week, that's you're creeping into that 70 criteria there, right? Memory loss is a big one here. This is way serious. Flatten effect, that's pretty serious. Pretty serious. This one's what I'm looking for. Okay, this one right here. Difficulty in establishing and maintaining effective work and social relationships. When it comes to symptoms on increase, so although they paid more attention to that aspect, you're really looking at section 3, and then obviously this part up here. So it's not all doom and gloom, okay? I hope that gives you some type of hope. Anything I should do at this point? I would just wait it out, to be honest with you. You could get access to your DBQ. With the regional benefit offices being closed to the public, that kind of sucks, but I would still put in for it. And then you could look at what I just showed you here, this part in the section 3. Lieutenant Colonel Gade left out how many veterans get screwed out of benefits despite checking all the boxes. The claims industry started because it's difficult for veterans to get successful, legitimate claim. Yeah, I have. I'm keeping all those comments to myself right now because I definitely have my thoughts on his testimony that I'm obviously going to save until we do this thing. And I'm going to leave it at that. So hopefully he comes on the channel. Plus, I get to show him all my toys, which I really don't think he'll care. But posted my comment on the post. You mentioned make it easier. Oh, dude, and you donated. You don't have to do that, and you're a member. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all you do. What you do makes us feel like we have a voice. I think we do have a voice as long as we, like I said earlier, people get mad when I cover veteran-related news. But the alternative is what we just stay quiet. Like how many veterans would have watched the Senate Veteran Affairs hearing had I not made the live stream of it and did 3 videos, because we can look at the views on those videos, by the way. And I guarantee you my channel got more than the Senate did. And it's actually more than what's going to be shown here, because this one's not up to date completely. But we have 30,000 views on this one, 25,000 views on that one, and 42,000 views on this one. These are all from the Senate. And then the live stream, we have a combined of, I can't math, 12, 13K right here. So loudmouths get fed. Remember that. Okay, how do we take advantage? I just signed on. Don Dempsey, you are a member. You've been a member. You need to join our Discord server. It's pinned in the chat. I'm actually gonna I'll copy and paste it for everyone too. Is it pinned? I don't see it's pinned. I didn't pin it. Okay, let me pin it. I see that super chat as well. Let me do this first. I totally thought I pinned it, and I guess I didn't. So, whoopsies. It's me over here just airballing. I'm just going to do a very quick, short and sweet. Boom. We can pin that. And we can pin that. Join the Discord. Yeah, so you join the Discord. Instructions are there to link your account for members, and then you'll find member-only access there. Okay, let's look at today. Is an awesome live stream day, by the way. And I hate that I'm going to end it in 10 minutes, but I'm going live again at 2 p.m., which is in 1 hour, with our special guest. It's going to be pretty good. I have sleep doctors outside the VA. VA said they won't give me equipment unless they're treating me for sleep apnea. They diagnosed me in 2014. Can I use my recent primary care notes at the VA to get CPAP equipment from them? They're probably going to want a, so first off, your private records, if I'm you and I have private insurance, I want my private care records and preferably a doctor to communicate with my primary care at the VA. And your VA primary care probably wants that too. I would just ask them openly. I would do it through secure messaging personally, but just say, hey, I have another doctor. Here's what's going on. Now, if your diagnosis is in 2014, the VA is probably going to want to order another sleep study. And then you just have to kind of deal with that over there. Okay, we're getting... But thank you very much, Magnetar. I appreciate it. And I see these. Thank Don Dempsey. Thank you so much. I just posted the Discord in the chat as well. Please click that link. Download it. Join the server. Link your account. If you need help, just tag me on Discord. We'll figure it out. And then you have access to Kish, who you'll see him in the chat. Retired VA Raider. He answers questions. Like that's the member benefit. Okay. Thank you very much. I always feel weird when this happens. I also like your sticker there. I probably did. Guy, oopsies, let me go find it. I did. I see it now. Sorry, guy. SOs need an expert. Feel free to hire me. Dr. D, it costs more to force therapy when you won't succeed. Veteran PTSD is harder to cure than civilian in most cases. I can tell you why later. I would love to definitely hear that. Be sure to make a comment on that post so I'm able to reach out there. But thank you very much. All right, Guy Tate, my bad. Asking for the peer-reviewed studies that support his position. If you can't provide them, he's only voicing an opinion. Yeah, so that's I don't want to say too much, but the basis of what I am going to present is that it's not about proving yourself right. That's not how the world works. Definitely research. The game of chess doesn't work like that. Okay. In chess, when you have a move sequence, and you're trying to figure out what your opponent is going to do, let's say if you take and there's going to be a exchange sequence that's 5, 6, 7 moves deep, it's not about proving yourself right. It's about proving yourself wrong. Okay. And then you start the process of elimination. You're like, okay, what if my opponent does this? Oh, that can't work because XYZ. You're proving yourself wrong, or you're trying to, right? So you mark that off. What if my opponent does this? A, B, C. That doesn't work. All right, I tried to prove myself wrong. Therefore, I'm going to stick with this theory, right? Like that's how the process works. And so that's going to be kind of like the foundation of where I'm coming from, in case you want to know. So I definitely appreciate that, guy. Thank you very much. Longtime fan, supporter of the channel. And we have Sergeant Stacking, a member who also donated. This might be the best live stream ever. Thank you very much, everyone. Seriously. Yeah, this scientific method, Barney style. All right. We stay quiet for many decades while fighting demons alone. The sudden surge is because we are tired of fighting. The suicide rate has been rapidly increasing. Cutting benefits is not going to help. I totally agree with you. I'm curious as to the data of the veterans who have killed themselves, what their VA ratings were, right? And the reason I'm asking that is because I'm curious. Like I have a little, sales pitchy thing I'd like to say is I've never met a mad veteran who's properly rated. And I think that would be the case here. I don't know, but I think that would be the case here. Kish, I'm not sure if you see that, but there's a question for you there. I'll pull it up here in a second. But to put it bluntly, I'm curious if veterans who are under 100% are the ones who are killing themselves, or if it's the veterans who aren't service-connected for mental health, who have that also additional financial stress in their life, who are the ones killing themselves, right? And I think that would be pretty solid data. All right, Bobby D's super chat. Thank you very much. But totally agree here. All right, I have a few questions. One for Kish. What are the odds of fighting the intensive file expiring? It was literally less than 15 minutes. Oh, so you filed your claim 1 year in 10 minutes? I will tell you I'm sure he'll answer. The intensive file expired. And I wouldn't fight it. And I know your rating, and with that rating, I probably wouldn't fight that either. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to assume, let me just pull up his answer just in case you can't see it, although it's way down here. We have a lot of comments. Oh my goodness. Kish says there's no way to fight that if the timeline doesn't match up down to the minutes. We also have B-Hop Styles with 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it. These are all random, by the way. Bobby D's, you are chosen. Okay. Jason E, Bobby D's, Jim in Florida, Marvin, and Bob Marsh. You're all members. If you haven't joined the Discord, you should. Right. And you can link your account. You get 1 free month of membership exclusives. And Bobby D's, If you guys can see, there's a Darth Maul figure in the dark right there. I don't want to get it because it's like tucked in back there. It's hand knitted. Dude's got a robe, a hood, and everything. His dual lightsaber. It's awesome. Right, but thank you for that, Bobby D's. I definitely appreciate it. Carl Kish. Kish, do you have some competition from Canada? I don't know if Canada counts as competition, but... Okay, let me go back to where we were. I'll answer a few more chats here. And then I got to hop off and get ready for our special guest, which I'm streaming again at 2 p.m., which is in 1 hour. All right. Hey, Clay, if you can see my last comment regarding the interview in your last video, much appreciated. Oh, yeah. Did you drink water today? I did not. I have a pumpkin spice latte. In Birmingham, Alabama. I have a lot of family in Alabama. Okay. Has the VA conceded herbicidal? I'm going to sneeze. Whoa, excuse me. Okay, herbicidal exposure in Panama, specifically from 89-91. So first, I don't want this answer to deter you, because we're like, Terra is still a thing. Toxic exposure is still a thing. And if you were exposed to chemicals or whatever it is you were exposed to in service and it's conceded, Terra is an option. Okay. If you're looking at herbicidal exposure in Panama, I don't think so. I don't remember seeing anything about it. Look at herbicidal exposures in general. VA OIG has been slamming the VA for getting this wrong. That was like a year and a half, 2 years ago when it comes to herbicides. Also very difficult, right? But even if the answer is no, don't let that deter you. If your exposure is conceded through your military service, you submit the claim. All right. I'm going to end there. There's like 600, 700 comments that I just can't answer. Okay. I'm going live again in 1 hour, 2 p.m. with our special guest. And so I'm going to make the thumbnail. I'll post it. You'll see what it's going to be about. It is about Gade. He's not coming on. He should be coming on next week. But it is about the Senate Affairs hearing and his testimony specifically. I'm bringing in an expert to give us his thoughts on his opening testimony. An actual expert. Anyways, that's all I got. I won't be in my get up for this one. And yeah, thank you very much. Seriously, everyone who donated and did super chats, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. If you don't know, I'm a youth pastor on the side. And so this channel allows me to do that for the teens in my community. So if you're ever curious as to how I give back, that's one of many ways. So I genuinely appreciate it, everyone. And yeah, that's all I got. Peace.